So in today's first reading, we have the book of Tobit, one of those books that are only found in the Catholic Bible. And it's an awesome story that tells us about a lot of things. But I want to focus on angels, because yesterday we heard of the fallen angel, Asmodeus, who was tormenting Sarah. And she had strangled 7 of her husbands. And she was so discouraged, right, by this demon, Asmodeus, who was tormenting her and tormenting those around her. And the weapons of the enemy is discouragement. And she was so discouraged that she wanted to commit suicide, right? And death is another weapon, another tactic of the enemy. But the story doesn't end there. We have today the story of the triumph of Raphael the archangel, who is guiding Tobias, Tobit's son, is being guided by the archangel Raphael. And the angels, they have the opposite tactics. They want good health. They want to fill us with hope. They want to fill us with life. And in that sexual union, that intimacy with Sarah and Tobias, we know that there's going to be fruitfulness because, for one, Tobias didn't die. Well, so that's a good thing right there. He didn't die like all the rest. So we know, hey, there's going to be fruitfulness here. The story's going to go on. We don't hear too much about it, but we know that there's fruit. Even Sarah's father, he doubted, right? He was so discouraged. He says, Tobias, let me just tell you the story. Yeah, you can have her, and you don't have to eat. You can just go pray and do your thing. And the story that's cut out from today's reading is that he tells his servants, hey, go get the grave ready too, because this is going to be count number 8. It's going to be another one, more death. But no, Tobias does not acquiesce with the ways of the world. He doesn't acquiesce with things that have gone before. Just go through the motions and, No, he's saying we need to put prayer first. He tells his fiancée, his wife, we need to put prayer first. And he starts praying. And what does he recall? He recalls the story of Genesis, how God created them, male and female. How God chose Eve for Adam because it's not right for a man to be alone. Tobias is recalling this, and Sarah as well. She had prayed yesterday in the reading we heard, and they both say their amen. So prayer is powerful. Prayer is very powerful. Often we think, okay, there's nothing I could do. I've done all the corporal works of mercy I could, or whatever, or I can't even do that. All I could do is pray. Prayer is powerful because there's a spiritual battle taking place, as we heard, right? There's fallen angels. There's demons that are on the prowl. Asmodeus, the demon of lust. But there's also angels that want to help us. Angels that are ready and able to help us. The other day when I was in Detroit, I was at the skate park. And, regular just skateboarding, having fun. And then talking with this one guy, and he's like, oh man, I love this park. I said, yeah, I love this park. I used to be here for I was in Detroit for 7 years studying to be a Catholic priest. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, now I am a Catholic priest. Like, oh man, no way. Seriously? Why? So share the gospel message, right? And I told him, yeah, well, I'm in Detroit right now currently because I was working on some relics with Father Carlos Martin, who also has this podcast called The Exorcist Files. He's like, Exorcist? That stuff's real? I'm like, yeah, it's real. It's real. Check out the podcast. So anyways, long story short, shared the gospel with them, shared spiritual experiences that I had. God is real. God is on the run. He wants to have a relationship with us. And he asked me, can you hear my confession? Whoa. And then afterwards, he's like, whoa, thank you so much. I've never had somebody offer to pray for me. I've never had someone offer to pray for me. Like, thank you so much. He just had tears in his eyes. Because prayer is powerful. Prayer changes hearts. Prayer changes things. Right? It brought life, as we see here. It's just so powerful. And, here we are. We're praying to the Lord. And we're in the midst of a spiritual battle, right? There's always foes pressing on every side, right? In our own lives, we have factions. We have divisions in our own heart. But we need to pursue the Lord as he's pursuing us. Turn to him. And the angels want to minister to us as they minister to God. Jesus even told Peter, right? Pray that you may not fall into temptation. And when you do fall, I prayed for you that you would go and you would strengthen your brothers. So brothers and sisters, prayer is powerful and prayer is essential, especially during this month of the Sacred Heart, especially during the trials, the difficulties, the discouragements that we're going through, the tactics of the enemy. So let's press on in prayer, and God is going to show up. He always shows up when our hearts are making a way for him. So let's continue to make a way for him. Let's continue to pray and intercede for those who might not know the goodness of the Lord.